We are the only public institution of higher ed on Staten Island, and so we feel an undue responsibility to the people of Staten Island, and we do many events, activities in collaboration with important community partners, especially those partners that support values that we hold dear, like the preservation of public art, the preservation of green spaces, and the promotion of equity and access to sustainability and sustainable options. And so here we are at Snug Harbor, an institution that represents all of that. And Jessica, I hope I'm not stealing your thunder at all, but we are so excited. CSI and Snug Harbor have been working together for close to a year in anticipation of this event, and I appreciate your patience while we got sort of settled in, because this is an extremely raw space. It's an original space, and we're using that space in a way to connect with like authentic realities of sorts. And because we're on land that was taken from original peoples that occupied this place, we wanted to acknowledge that as also another theme of our unconvening. So Lara, please come up too. So Lara, Effie, and I are your hosts, along with our great students. So anybody that you see with a shirt like this is a Pitt student, who's been a part of our growing learning community at CSI. So feel free to talk with them, interact with them, talk to them about their projects. Their projects are featured throughout the day, and they are the inspiration for all of our focuses that we're going to be focused on today. So we wanted to start the day off right with a blessing and an opening and an acknowledgement. And so I'd like to welcome Cliff Matthias from the Red Hawk Native Arts Council to come up and serve in that sacred way. So thank you so much, Cliff.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Cliff Matthias. I'm the cultural director of the Red Hawk Native American Arts Council, a small indigenous arts council based in New York City for over 30 years. We actually have an office now in New Jersey. I speak to you today on behalf of Chief Dwayne Perry of the Ramapo Lenape in Mahwah, New Jersey, the closest Lenape community to here in the original inhabitants of this area of New Jersey were known as the Raritan, and that was the last community of indigenous people in the New York City area, and they remained here until the later 1600s, and then moved their way into New Jersey, and then later into middle New Jersey, and then some went west. And so we always have to be mindful of the original inhabitants of this land and be respectful of those people. I understand the gathering today is a lot about technology and moving forward. A very wise, we call her Auntie Pua, and she is in charge of the movement on Mauna Kea, and that 18-story telescope that they're building on Mauna Kea. And she had very wise words when she says, "Our ancestors never destroyed to advance." And those are words that I always say as we advance. Advancement is good and technology is beautiful, but we always must remember the ways of the original people of this land, that we always stayed in harmony with it and worked with it in that good way. And so I'm going to share a little honor song to honor the original people of this land, the people who are still here, all of you, and good blessings throughout the day and throughout our year. And so we can always be mindful that when we come together in these ways, these are always good ways, these are always blessings that we can come and share and work with each other. And so I'm going to do that now. I don't need the mic. Thank you. Gathering of you fine folks produce the desires that you all. Thank you.
Thank you, and good morning. I'm Timothy Lynch. I'm the interim president at the College of Staten Island. And on behalf of my colleagues, both at that campus and in the City University of New York, it's my great pleasure and privilege to welcome you here for the second day of the Public Interest Technology Conference. It's been a wonderful experience for me learning more about the activities in this area, and I am very privileged to welcome you to Staten Island this morning. For me, personally, this is a bit of a full circle moment. Before I joined the administration, I was a maritime historian, and I had done quite a bit of work here with the Noble Maritime Collection, so this is a bit of a homecoming for me, returning to not just Staten Island, but the Sailor's Snug Harbor. But perhaps more importantly, today's an auspicious day, and I think a momentous day to have this particular gathering. It's the 10th year anniversary of Hurricane Sandy, which devastated this particular community and really motivated, I think, a lot of us to rethink our relationship with the island, rethink our relationship with technology, and move forward in new and exciting ways, which you'll hear about certainly this afternoon. And convening may be unconventional. And I think this entire conference has been somewhat unconventional, but it's also been authentic. And it demonstrates to me and to others who I've spoken with new insight into how we can engage with each other and with technology in the betterment of society's interests, how we can use technology to address issues of prominent importance, everything from climate change, social justice, food and housing insecurity, and the expansion of democracy. What we're seeing over this weekend, and what I've come to appreciate from Reverend Dr. Katie Comiskey, my colleague, and her next generation of public interest technologists at the CSI St. George location, is what public interest technology in action looks like. It's focused on equity, on intentionality, on consciousness, and perhaps most importantly, on connections to people. I do hope that the inspiration you find in this conference moves you from aspirations to operations, and that you can find a way to move towards actualization of the use of public interest technology and of technology in the interest of the public. Thank you, Katie.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Jessica Vidor, and I am the president and CEO of Snug Harbor Cultural Center and Botanical Garden, where you are this morning. We're so happy that you're here. Thank you for coming. Thank you for making the trek. And I just wanted to, say a couple of quick words about what this place is. And, I think in the past there's been there's a storied history about what brings these buildings into existence. But I want to skip over that for a little bit because I want to talk about what we're doing here today now as a cultural center and a botanical garden, and some of the things that you'll get to experience while you're here. And it really sort of boils down to what exactly is happening here today. One of our primary themes that we talk about at Snug Harbor is that it is our desire to invite communities and artists to come together and create and imagine and connect. And we think that that's important because we really believe that Snug Harbor can be a place where Staten Island's historical legacy can feed today's culture. And that is what we were so excited to embrace with Katie about this event today. And throughout the day, you're going to have an opportunity to see different things that are happening here. It's only a fraction of what happens here at Snug Harbor, so I encourage you to come back. You need multiple visits to take in everything that this incredible campus has to offer. But you may have an opportunity to visit our heritage farm, where we grow produce in a fashion that centers regenerative farming. We have some incredible gardens across our campus that you will experience as you move from location to location. We have some amazing contemporary art that is happening, that is centering both Staten Island artists and artists of, there's a particular exhibit here at the Newhouse Center about centering Black and Indigenous women and the art and their place in the art world. So I just want to say the last thing is that technology and public interest technology, I will not say we are a model of high tech here at Snug Harbor, but I will say that we encourage, the phrase we like to use here is come unplug at Snug. And so for the next few hours, as you're talking and thinking together, I challenge you to unplug a little bit while you plug into each other. And that really, that dialogue and that experience that we hope you all have today is really what we're all about here. And so we're really thankful to have your event here, and I really wish you all a fruitful set of dialogues today, and I look forward to partnering more in the future with this group. And just thank you so much for being here, and have a wonderful conference today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Cliff and President Lynch and Jessica. Thank you for that warm welcome. My graduate students, are you guys here? You're supposed to be here on the lawn. Oh yeah, can you guys come up here, please? If you have a flag, come on up. And if you have that piece of paper that has your flag assignment on it, can I have it, please? Thank you so much. Okay, so these fine folks, many of you whom you met yesterday, are going to be your guides of sorts through navigating some of this space. Even though you were given assignments to what your experiences are like, because we're a small enough group, if you want to, do your own thing, I'm okay with that too. But so who's the yellow? Do we have the yellow? Who's doing the walk with the people? We didn't assign somebody for that. I know. Okay. All right. So we'll okay. So if you want to go to the morning NFT workshop, which will be taking place now in the Harbor Room, which is in this building here. So for those of you who are interested and who have been assigned to the NFT workshop or want to go there, you're just going to come down this path and go right into this building, and you're going to follow in with the red flag. Okay. If you are assigned to go to the Meanings of Home group, we don't have the white flag either. You're just going to hang out with me for a second. Sorry, we had two people who aren't here yet. If you're assigned to the Getting Plugged In, the mutual aid group, you're going to have a little bit of a trek, but it'll be at your advantage because you'll be right next to the afternoon South Meadow stage. But you're going to follow Choco and actually meet down over here, and he's going to walk you over to Building P. And then if you were signed up to do the guided tour of the Newhouse Gallery, you're going to follow Kelsey. Kelsey with the orange flag. And I guess, Kelsey, you can kind of meet them down over here. So if you're going to the silent meditation, hey, Tatfu, actually, you can just lead your people. Tatfu, would you like to come up? Where's Tatfu? Where's Tatfu? Oh, Tatfu, like, where are you? So this is Tatfu Tan, and I'm sorry I didn't introduce you. So he's a local artist who actually created the sculpture that you see that we're gathered around. And I don't know, Tatfu, you want to just say a couple of brief words about the sculpture?
Sure. So my name is Tatfu. I created the sculpture behind you. My work is deal with climate change, sustainability, and education. So I make a lot of interaction with public projects, and then I sort of synthesize them and make them into a replicable syllabus. So in some way you can say that my medium is actually education. So the boat is symbolize both things, globalization, where a lot of things that we purchase and use, we do not know where they came from, how they were made, and we are just buying them because we have to. There's no other way. You couldn't produce them locally nowadays. But with the globalization comes, pollutions and so on and so forth, and overconsumption. But my hypothesis is that climate change is not the lack of scientific data, but the lack of spiritual understanding. We do not know who we are, and we make a lot of things that are not right for the earth. So this is also a type of spiritual symbolism for me, because in knowing who you are, you have to accept that you are a mortal being, and in some culture, a boat is a symbol of your transition from our living world to the other world. And so I'll be also leading a tour going to the old cemetery of Snug Harbor. So if you like that, you can follow me. And this sculpture is also about my midlife crisis, where I did the biggest project purchase ever that kind of emptied my bank. So anyone that want to talk about their midlife crisis, I have I have the talk later at 2 p.m. How about that? So thank you.
Thank you, Tafu. Okay, so if you're scheduled to go, thank you, Tafu. And Tafu, okay, stay up here with me, come. Because Tafu is essentially going to be another spiritual guide for us through our event today. So this morning, if you're signed up to do the silent meditative walk with him, you guys can gather, stay where you are, and then you can leave from here. And as Tafu mentioned, in the afternoon, he'll be leading a satsang up here in this building on the 3rd floor in the dance studio. And again, as I highlighted yesterday, if you're attending the satsang, expect that you will have to take your shoes off before you enter the dance studio, and that will be sitting on the floor. So, if you have limitations, understandable. I just want you to be aware of that, because that's the reality of us being able to use a really beautiful space. But it's also going to be recorded and posted to the webpage. So if you don't get a chance to participate in person, you'll be able to watch it at a later date. So, and Inma is actually going to lead the Meanings of Home group. So Meanings of Home, follow Inma, NFTs, follow Ian. Refrigerator people, getting unplugged people follow Choco with the green flag, and New House Gallery people follow Kelsey with the orange flag. All right, thank you and have a great day.